The iPhone 13 series consists of Apple's 4 newest flagship smartphones, running on the latest iOS 15 operating system and boasting the latest features. The lineup consists of 4 new phones: the iPhone 13, the 13 mini, the 13 Pro, and the 13 Pro Max. The new phones come with a larger battery, a new A15 Bionic processor, a smaller notch, more storage, and an abundance of new camera features. The base model of the iPhone 13 and 13 mini are available in 5 colors: pink, blue, midnight, black, starlight, white, and product red. The iPhone 13 Pro and 13 Pro Max will also get a giant camera upgrade as well as a new display with a 120Hz high refresh rate display. So in this video, we are going to show you iPhone 13 overview. The video is going to be amazing, so make sure you stick to the end. Before starting the video, be sure to smash the like button and subscribe to never miss out on any of our videos. Design. The iPhone 13 mini, 13, 13 Pro, and Max retain the same design language as the predecessors. The new iPhone features a flat edge design, which debuted with the iPhone 12 range. That means the design is a touch more angular than the rounded finish of previous iterations, but the phone is still comfortable to use one-handed. The front and rear of the handset are glass, but only the front panel for Apple's patented ceramic shield technology, introduced on last year's iPhone 12. Apple says this offers 4 times the drop resistance of the glass on older iPhones, but we still wouldn't recommend putting this claim to the test. On the left edge of the phone are the silent switch, the volume buttons, and the SIM tray. The right edge hosts just the power button, so it's easy to find your thumb or finger when you're trying to wake the handset. On the bottom edge are the speakers and the lightning port connector for charging and data transfer. The rear of the iPhone 13 is plain, but looks sophisticated, with the Apple logo taking center stage and the camera module at the top left. A minor change this year is that the company has opted to arrange the main lenses in the camera array diagonally, rather than vertically, as on previous iPhones. Battery. Probably the most welcome feature announced for the iPhone 13 is a bigger battery. Apple didn't share the size, but claims that the new battery, along with iOS 15, the A15 chip, and updated display, adds 2.5 hours of battery life to the iPhone 13, compared to the iPhone 12. The iPhone 13 mini should get 1.5 hours more than the iPhone 12 mini. That's a significant increase. The battery life on the iPhone 12 mini was a compromise some people weren't willing to make, so it's exciting to see the new mini get such a big bump in just a year. Apple says that the Pro model should see a similar increase in battery life, with the iPhone 13 Pro getting 2.5 hours more and the 13 Pro Max getting an additional 1.5 hours. Face ID and notch. The iPhone 13 series have a 20% smaller notch than last year's iPhones. This is especially welcome on the mini, and a noticeable upgrade from last year's iPhone 12 mini, as its larger notch is taking arguably too much space on an already small 5.4-inch display. Regardless of the smaller notch, all new 2021 iPhones still pack the familiar Face ID technology inside of them. Face ID is used to recognize the user's face for securely unlocking the phone, and can do so even in complete darkness. Although some rumors hinted at Touch ID making its return in 2021 in the form of an under-display fingerprint sensor, this is not the case. However, Touch ID might still return on the 2022 iPhone 14, likely as an alternative option to Face ID. Specs and performance. The iPhone 13 series is 5G ready, and it's nice to know that you're future-proofed for the next-gen tech. Even if you don't yet need it, or it's not available where you are, it's becoming increasingly widespread, and the iPhone 13 will be compatible with any 5G carrier. Apple's iPhone 13 series all feature the company's new A15 Bionic chipset, its latest attempt at making the most powerful smartphone chipset on the planet. Apple says it has a 50% faster CPU and 30% faster GPU than the competition. Whatever the accuracy of those claims, Apple's new handset is undeniably powerful, and while everyday performance won't be noticeably different from what you'd get from the iPhone 12 or the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra, this will be a huge step up from those using an iPhone 8 or below. According to 9to5Mac, during our testing, we found that the iPhone 13 could launch apps in an instant, and was easily capable of swapping between apps with a limited wait for each to load. Gaming on the handset was also a breeze, with titles loading as quickly as we've seen on other products like the iPad Pro, one of Apple's most powerful devices in 2021. Games looked fantastic on the OLED display, with that GPU performance upgrades particularly noticeable. Apple has made another big step here, but it's most noticeable in benchmarking results. The everyday experience is largely the same, but it'll be a marked step up from much older iPhone models. The A15 Bionic chipset is teamed with 4GB of RAM, and that's enough to keep it running at full tilt. That's less RAM than you'd need on most equivalent Android phones, but Apple doesn't seem to need a lot of RAM to make the most of its A15 Bionic. Your storage options are 128GB, 256GB, or 512GB. And if you're planning to load your phone up with media over a couple of years, we'd recommend opting for the 256GB or 512GB variant. Even with iCloud support, 128GB may prove easy to fill up. Cameras. The iPhone 13 and 13 mini get an updated camera system, which is apparent from the new diagonal orientation of the two rear cameras. First, all the main wide-angle cameras on all the iPhone 13 models have been upgraded with a new 1.7 micrometer sensor that captures 50% more light. This should in turn lead to photos with much more dynamic range and greatly improved low-light photography. The ultra-wide camera, meanwhile, features an f2.4 aperture that also lets in more light for better low-light performance. The telephoto camera found in the iPhone 13 Pro and 13 Pro Max has also been upgraded from a 2x to 3x optical zoom. This makes it a 77mm equivalent lens to give users extra reach. The ultra-wide camera on the Pro models also has an extra macro photography mode that lets users shoot as close as 2 centimeters for extra close-up images. The iPhone 13 also introduces 2 new video shooting features. The new cinematic mode is available to all iPhone 13 models, and it basically allows users to shift focus smoothly from one subject to another. The iPhone 13 Pro models also record a depth map, so users can shift focus to wherever they want in post-production, even long after they shoot the video. The iPhone 13 Pro and 13 Pro Max can also shoot videos in ProRes, which is an advanced video codec used in professional video shooting. It basically offers users a way to shoot footage with high color fidelity, less compression, and greater editing flexibility. 120Hz refresh rate. Both Pro models now get a higher 120Hz refresh rate, which makes animations and scrolling look smoother and gaming more immersive. Android phones, whether they are expensive or not, commonly feature a high refresh rate screen. Up to now, the only Apple device to offer such a refresh rate was the iPad Pro, which uses an LCD screen instead of the OLED found in the iPhone 13 Pro and 13 Pro Max. USB Type-C or Lightning port. The good news is that any previous iPhone accessories you may have, including Lightning earbuds, will continue working just fine on the new 2021 iPhone 13. Of course, with most other phones and with mobile tech in general, has moved on to USB Type-C. This could be frustrating to iPhone users nonetheless, especially new ones coming from Android. Unlike the iPad Pro and the 2020 iPad Air, the 2021 iPhone lineup, including the iPhone 13 Pro Max, continues to use Apple's proprietary Lightning port, as opposed to USB Type-C for charging or wired file transfers. Price. Over the first half of the year, the latest period available, Apple said iPhone sales rose 58% to $87.5 billion over the same period a year earlier. The rumor mill got this one right, because pricing for the iPhone 13 range is entirely in line with that of the iPhone 12. So, the iPhone 13 mini starts at $699, the iPhone 13 at $799, the iPhone 13 Pro at $999, and the iPhone 13 Pro Max at $1,099. Storage-wise, the 64GB option has been dropped, with all 4 phones starting at 128GB, then having 265GB and 512GB versions. But the iPhone 13 Pro and iPhone 13 Pro Max get one advantage here, in the form of a massive 1TB model. As always, the iPhone 13 mini and iPhone 13 have a big price advantage, but if lots of storage is important to you, you'll want to look at the Pro models. The good news here is that all 4 new iPhone 13 models get smaller notches. Let us know your opinion in the comments section below. This was all for today. Hope you liked the video. Do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Stay safe, and we will be back soon with another video.